You're standing in a circle of 5 people. Someone tells a story. Everyone laughs. And you laugh a beat late because half a second ago you were busy deciding where to put your hands. Somebody glances at you like it's your turn now, and your mind goes to the exact white nothing of a freshly wiped whiteboard. You had a thought. It was a good one. It is gone. So you go quiet. You nod a lot. You become the person in the group photo who looks like they wandered in from a different photo. And later, walking home, the whole script arrives. Perfect lines, funny timing, everything you could have said. Here's the thing I want you to hear first, before anything else. You are not shy. You are not boring. You don't have a personality that only works in private. What you have is a brain running an expensive background program, and in a group, that program runs out of room. Let me show you what's actually happening up there. Think about who you are one-on-one. Across a table from one person, you're funny. You go on tangents. You finish your own sentences and start 3 more. That person would describe you as talkative, maybe even a lot. They would be confused to hear you call yourself shy. So the quiet isn't who you are, it's a thing that switches on under specific conditions. And the condition is plural. The condition is a group. Quick thing while we're here. If you've ever rehearsed a sentence in your head and then missed your window to say it, give this video a like. It genuinely tells me to keep making these. Okay, back to your brain. Here's what nobody tells you about being in a group. You're not just talking to people. You're tracking them. You're monitoring the one person who hasn't laughed yet. You're clocking who wants to speak next so you don't talk over them. You're reading whether the quiet guy is bored or just quiet. You're keeping a live tally of how you're coming across to each face in the circle, separately, because each of them is forming their own opinion of you, and you can feel all of those opinions being written at once. That tracking is the program. Psychologists call it impression management, and the part people get wrong is assuming it's effortless. It is not. It eats real mental fuel. There's a study by Pontari and Barry Schlenker, published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology in 2000. They put people under cognitive load while asking them to manage how they came across, basically making them hold a number in their head while presenting themselves a certain way. When the self-presentation took effort, the load wrecked it. Managing an impression pulls from the same limited pool of attention as everything else. Add more to track, and performance falls apart. So now picture that pool, and picture how fast a group drains it. Your working memory, the part of your mind that holds the live stuff you're using right now, is small, famously small. The cognitive scientist Nelson Cowan landed on a number a lot of researchers now use as a rough ceiling. About 4 things. 4 chunks held in the spotlight of attention at once, when nothing is helping you cheat. 4. Now count what a group asks you to hold, the thread of the conversation, 3 or 4 people's reactions, whose turn is next. The clever thing you wanted to say before it spoils, and the running, anxious little meter of how you, specifically, are landing with everyone. That's already past 4. You blew the budget before you even opened your mouth. This is the moment that feels like freezing. It isn't fear doing that. It's a full hard drive. The thought didn't vanish because you're awkward. It got pushed out because something else needed the slot. And here's where it matters that you separate 3 things people love to mash together. Shyness, introversion, social anxiety. They are not the same, and which one you're dealing with changes everything about how you should feel about yourself. The psychologist Jonathan Cheek at Wellesley has spent his career pulling these apart. Shyness is fear. It's the dread of being judged, the sting you brace for before anyone's even reacted. Introversion is something completely different. It's not fear at all. Introverts aren't scared of people. They just run hot on the inside and get overstimulated faster, so a loud, crowded, many-people room wears them down quicker than it wears down their extroverted friend. That overstimulation idea goes back to Hans Eysenck decades ago, and it's the backbone of Susan Cain's book, Quiet. The theory is that introverted brains carry a higher baseline level of arousal, so they need less coming at them to hit full. Drop that brain into a stimulating group and it tops out fast, then starts pulling back to stop the flood. Notice what that means. An introvert across a table from one person is calm and chatty and completely fine. The exact same introvert in a group of 8 goes quiet. Not because the people changed, because the volume changed. So if you go silent in groups but you're fully yourself one-on-one, read the pattern. That is not the signature of someone who's afraid. Afraid would be afraid everywhere, including with the one person. Your off switch is specifically plural. It's tied to load, not to fear. You don't have a people problem. You have a bandwidth ceiling. And a group is just the thing that hits it. Now let's zoom out, because there's a deeper reason your brain bothers to track all those faces in the first place. It's not a glitch. It's the most expensive thing your species ever built. The anthropologist Robin Dunbar has this idea called the social brain hypothesis. The short version is that primates didn't grow big brains to use tools or find food. They grew them to keep track of each other, to remember who owes who, who's allied with who got snubbed last time, who you need to smooth things over with. Across a whole range of animals, the size of the group a species lives in tracks the size of its brain. Social bookkeeping is the reason the hardware got so powerful. In other words, the program running in your head right now, the one melting down in a group of 6, is the exact program that made human brains remarkable. You're not failing at being social. You're running the most demanding social software that exists, and you're running a lot of instances of it at the same time, which reframes the whole thing. The quiet version of you in the group isn't the broken version. It's the version that's spending everything it has on the room. It's tracking 5 inner worlds in real time and trying to be a good presence in all of them at once. That's not nothing. That's a lot. It's so much that there's no spare capacity left over to also be quick and warm and clever and you. So where does the real you go? Nowhere. The real you is just waiting for the load to drop. And one-on-one, it drops. With one person, the math changes completely. One thread, one face, one opinion forming, not 8. Suddenly, you're way under your 4-chunk ceiling with room to spare. And into that empty space walks the whole rest of you. The jokes, the tangents, the actual thoughts that, in a group, never made it out of the queue. That's why the people who know you one-on-one think you're hilarious, and the people who only see you in groups think you're reserved. You're not 2 people. You're one person at 2 very different levels of load. If this is the first thing that's ever made the group freeze make sense, subscribe. I put out a new one of these every week. The real reason you do what you do, the stuff your brain is doing under the hood that nobody ever explained. 1 a week. I'd love to have you around for them. Now, a few things you can actually do with this, because understanding why is good, but you live in a world with groups in it. 1. Stop fighting for the floor in a big circle. The group is where you're maxed out, so don't make the group your stage. Find the person next to you and start the one-on-one inside the bigger thing. That's not a consolation prize. That's you playing where your hardware is strongest. 2. When you blank, you don't need to scramble for something brilliant. You can just say the true thing. Hold on, I lost it. That isn't weakness. That's you telling the room the buffer overran, which it did, and giving yourself a second to reload. People wait. They're more patient than the panic tells you they are. 3. Quit calling it shyness in your own head. Words are instructions. Tell yourself I'm shy, and you'll brace for fear that isn't even the right problem. Tell yourself I'm at capacity in here, and you start looking for the lower load corner of the room instead of looking for the exit. Because here's what I really want to land. The quiet was never the flaw. The quiet is the cost of a program that's tracking more than the room will ever see. You go still in a group for the same reason a phone gets hot, rendering something huge. Not because it's weak, because it's working hard on something invisible. So next time you're in that circle and the story lands and everyone laughs, and you laugh a half beat late because your mind was somewhere else doing math on 5 faces at once, you don't have to flush about it anymore. You're not the awkward one in the photo. You're the one quietly running the most expensive thing the human brain ever learned to do. And the second the room thins out to just one person, watch. The real you walks right back in. Talkative, warm, on time. It was never gone. It just needed the room. If you felt seen anywhere in this, drop a like so it finds the next person who needs it, and subscribe for a new one every week. I'll see you in the next one.